Professor Joyce Darantino, and this is Office Hours. Today, I want to talk about how you read an assignment. It's the seemingly easy thing to do. However, a lot of students aren't really reading it well, and what happens is they end up doing the assignments wrong. It's a great waste of your time. So if you read it right the first time, take the time on each assignment to read it in detail and make sure that you understand it. It will save you time in the long run. Okay, this particular assignment is the final draft of their essay. They've already done a first draft, so they would have read this for that first draft already, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. This is a big assignment, so there's a lot of instructions that go along with it. And the inclination is to go essay, got it, and start writing an essay the way you did in high school. And that's not what you want to do. The point of this essay, it's kind of like an exam. And I say that. This is showing all the skills you learned over the semester, things that you probably did not learn in high school. So if you revert back to writing an essay like you did in high school, which students do sometimes, they do really poorly on it and then they're shocked. But it's because they're not actually doing anything that had to do with this class. They're just writing an essay. So instructions are really important. Can't turn this one in late. I allow a lot of late work, but I don't on the final essay because the semester's over. So this is a persuasive argument essay related to video games. That's important. I've had students who didn't do the proposal or whatever, and then they just write an essay on whatever, and that's not what this class is. I teach a writing about video games class. And it should be something that they've been working on already, so it's going to save them a lot of time because they've already done the work instead of starting from scratch. That's kind of important. And it's a 10-page minimum to the bottom of the 10th page, not including the works cited page, essay using 7 academic sources. Now, I would have taught already what an academic source is, what I'm looking for that. And hopefully they did those assignments so that they don't just pick websites off the internet or really old articles and stuff like that, which are things that I don't accept for my essays. There's a checklist. I try to make it as simple as possible. This is what I need in the introduction. This is what I need in the thesis, transitions. And these are things that they would have learned all semester long. But it's also like a make sure that you've done each of these things. Check it off. Double check it. Look at it again. Read it multiple times. It's the best thing you can do. And then there's a sample essay if students need it. Also, I show the rubric right away. This is what I'm looking for the introduction. This is what I'm looking for the background, etc. It's the same thing that are in the checklist. So I tried to make it very, very simple. But this way, for instance, if you don't bother with MLA formatting, it's not a lot of points, but it can matter. And that's an easy thing to do correctly, especially if you're at the end of a 2010 class where you've learned it in 2 classes already. So you don't want to miss points because of something simple. And the best way to avoid that happening is to read the directions. And like I said, it seems like a duh thing, except that students don't do it and they scan it, and scanning doesn't work. You have to take the time to really understand it. Make notes if you need to for yourself, whatever works so that you don't forget to do something. If you're reading the directions and you're like, I'm going to forget to do this thing, write yourself a note, write yourself an email. That's how I do notes for myself. I write myself an email and just keep it in the draft. This way I can't lose my notes. So hopefully that helps a little bit. And if you don't understand something in the assignment, that's fine. You are welcome to ask the professor about that. But ask them early. You don't want to wait until it's due and it's the night before and you have a question about it. You may or may not have a professor that will answer you at that point. And so you want to make sure that you know this stuff early. Also, for your own benefit, you should be working on something like a 10-page essay over time, not the night before. I know students think they can do it, but they can't. They might have been able to in high school, but it does not work in composition in college. So in that respect, you should have known this a long time ago, read it a long time ago, realize that that's what you're heading toward, and keep it in mind for the entire semester. So hopefully these tips help you. when you are taking a class and you have directions to read.